everybody. I don't know where to look at this camera, so that's very exciting too. We're out for a walk, and we thought we would take you, and I want to see, there we go. You can see what we see. So I'm not sure, let me see if I can see comments. It looks like I should see comments. This is all very exciting. Anyhow, this is right outside. This is Joan's house. And we're going to practice using the gimbal. And I'll keep checking that chat. This is kind of our trash can and our little hidden hideaway of a house. And anyhow, oh good, I can see comments, Linda, thank you. They pop up like magic. So I can talk to you, but I figured I'd just show you our walk and see how that works. We usually walk about an hour. So we'll see, there's Max and there's Cheryl. Look at her little bird legs. She has lost so much weight in her legs especially, which is pretty cool. And this is not the walk that takes us to the Eno River State Park. This is just, we have this little piece in between our house and the cul-de-sac that is no man's land, that nothing can be built on, so that's kind of cool. And Max is doing his business. I was going to show you Max. I'm like, no, this is a family-friendly show, right? So I've got to learn where to look on here. And it doesn't get, since I'm looking at it from the screen part, it doesn't really give me a clue. Let's see. The camera, I don't know. I got to find out where the front camera is. There's little Maxie. Maxie, say hello. And then we have some neighbors that are working on a car. The person who lives in this house is a scientist, a retired scientist, and he's super sweet, and he loves, oh, good morning, Mary Cooper. It is kind of a beautiful day for a walk. It is also, I think we're back now. So sorry for that. This really is an experiment, so somehow it just disconnected from the Wi-Fi. So again, I know I'm just looking out into outer space because I am not figuring out where this camera is. So instead of watching me do that, look, it's pretty, it's green. This is another little patch of land where nothing is. There's Maxie trying to eat all the grass. Up to today. Hi, Mary Ellen. Cheryl says hi too. And this is just a pretty boring residential walk. But maybe we'll do it if you guys, I thought we would just test it because you know I'm not very good with the gimbal. And I figured this was a good thing to do. So what are you guys going to do for exercise today? I feel like yesterday I should have done something. I did clean a lot. And this is Max's favorite stuff. Oh, he loves to kick. I don't know if you that loves to kick things. Good morning, Lisa. Mary Cooper says it's going to be 95 degrees in Wisconsin. Yikes. Virginia says, Gross says, Kijong. You saw that. And that's awesome. I think it's supposed to be like 94 here, so instead of sleeping in to get quite enough sleep, I decided we would come out and do this as my mood improver and see what happens. And we'll try and film as long as you guys are watching. Like I said, it's nothing. I think next time I would bring the extender so I don't have to hold my arm up. That's why you're getting this. This is at my elbow length. Mary Ellen says, how was Indian food the other night? How was Indian food night? Everything looks so delicious. Enjoyed the live so much. And Virginia says, hot in Texas. Lisa, we had really bad smoke in Edmonton today. So staying indoors. Okay. And Indian food night went really, really well. I got nervous because Kevin did not tell me until I got there that sometimes he's allergic to turmeric. And I was like, he's like, which of these have turmeric? All of them. But he didn't have a reaction. So that was great. And here's, again, theme of this neighborhood, little wooded area in the middle of just nowhere. I suspect Max is going over there. So, and the comments come up really fast and go away, so if I don't read all of your comment, that's why. Thanks for being willing to practice gimbal with me. Can you guys hear some of the birds and stuff? We have a lot of hawks. Here we have some owls. And if this all works out right, or maybe even later tonight, we'll try and go to Eno. It's just it's Labor Day, so there's probably a bunch of people there. Ooh, I missed a comment. Let me see if I can find it. Nope. There's no way for me to come back and retrieve that one. But last night I made ramen. So, and I'd really been wanting to do that. So I made a like double or triple batch of mushroom broth. And then I put it in the Instant Pot. So I put about a cup of dried mushrooms. I like just pulse them in the blender a little bit. Put them in with a bunch of water, probably about 3 or 4 quarts of water, and cook them in the Instant Pot for 8 minutes with a tablespoon of garlic. And then I doctored it all up, but I cooked all my little veggies individually in a pan and then put them on a plate. So I like sauteed some mushrooms, oyster mushrooms. I did some carrots, baby bok choy, just all kinds of yummy things. And this used to be empty forest space, and they built a house, which they seem to be doing more and more. I don't know if where you guys are living, Max has to smell the stop sign. If you have dogs, you notice that there's some places like all the dogs leave the news or something. And Max is eating grass. And hopefully this is the most boring and relaxing YouTube you get to see. And he loves to dig. Oh, he stopped. He just likes to kick dirt around a little bit and just live his best life. It's very funny. So then I took the broth, put it in the bowl, put in some miso, a little bit of tamari. I put some kimchi powder in mine, some sesame seeds in Cheryl's, and cooked up some millet brown rice ramen. And we just layered the vegetables on top, and it was really pretty delicious. What do you think, Cheryl?
Oh, I loved it. It was great.
Cheryl doesn't particularly want to be on camera. That's okay. You just get to see the green. For those of you who didn't know already, we're in Durham, North Carolina. It is. You can hear the bugs, the cicadas. The hot bugs is what we call them. And good morning from Phoenix, from Diana. That's awesome. I love this little house. A lot of the houses here are kind of 1950s to 1970s. And I'm not going to show you why we're going to make a stop, But I'm going to hold on to the dog and probably make a stop. So now's a great time for questions or answers because I've got to just stand here with the dog and this while Cheryl is doing her neighborly duty. And look at that happy boy. Are you a good boy? He's like, get that thing.
Show everybody where he got shaved.
Oh yeah. Do you see where he got his like punk haircut? I think you guys may remember that he had an ultrasound 2 weeks ago, and he was such a good boy that they didn't have to sedate him to do the ultrasound or to shave him. And as you can see, they got up close and personal. And Max is, how old is he now? 12. So he's a senior citizen. So he wants to live his best life. And there's someone walking towards us, so oh, thanks, Diana. It's beautiful. He's gorgeous. Yes, he is. And he'll be well behaved unless he sees another dog because he is dog reactive, which means I go into a lot of people's yards trying to get this to go. There we go. So you can see more than this. We're back on the move. And yes, for those of you watching, we are going slow. I'd rather go slower and longer, and it works better when I'm with the dog. And this is a unique little house. And you can see back there a little bit the big house that they just built. So we're testing this out too because I want to go to the Raleigh Farmers Market and maybe take you to Durham Farmers Market and some of the cool ethnic stores that I tell you about. And Lisa says I have 2 reactive dogs, so I know your pain. Yeah, he's doing a little bit better, but he has to feel really protected.
He has to have personal space.
He has to have personal space, Cheryl says. And for those of you who aren't sure what dog reactive means, it means that, look at, he's just so calm and easygoing. And then as soon as he sees a dog, he really thinks they're about to attack him. And so he has a rough time. Betty says, lovely street. I made ramen last night too and used millet brown rice. Did you get yours from Costco? Because I love it and I keep wanting to pick up a new packet every time for winter. And there's a place in Durham called Dashi. And, oh, Betty got hers at Home Goods. That's awesome. Well, and we're such geeks, so I ate my ramen out of a Halloween bowl, and Cheryl had hers in a Disney Stitch bowl, because we're 58 years old going on 10, basically. I think if the pandemic taught me nothing, it was to enjoy the tiny little things that bring us joy. And as you'll see more and more, I got a bunch of new Halloween plates too that we'll be doing some stuff on. So it's kind of cool. And we haven't decided really what we're having for dinner tonight. I forget what kind of beans I had soaked. I have some Rancho Gordo beans, kind of some beige-ish ones that I think they were just in the bean club. I've got a couple of soybeans soaked, because we're gonna put together the Mia mat, which we had an issue that we're gonna fix. So we'll probably either do a video or go live about that. And I need to make some potatoes. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had our potato with vegetables and sauces, choice O sauces. And then I had gotten 2 heads of cauliflower, one for Indian dinner. Virginia says, last night I made potato kale soup with light coconut milk to make it creamy. Oh, it sounds delicious. Here, you get to see. There's all these little ins and outs that we go on, hoping that we will not see other dogs. But we're here now because if we didn't go now, it was really going to be too hot. And last night we were going to take him out for a walk after dinner, but we had Dr. McDougall, our July cohort Zoom. And then after that, every Sunday night for everybody everywhere, you get to go to see Dr. McDougall talk on YouTube, and you can ask questions. But get on early to put your question in. And so we actually missed that, but it was already dark. It's already starting to get dark by like, what, 8 o'clock now? And we're still kind of used to it not being dark until 9 o'clock. And I don't know if we'll see them. This guy has a really cool house. His whole family, they're super sweet. They have chickens. Yes. Can you guys, here, let's see if I can zoom in. And you guys,
Chickens.
oh, there you go. There's a chicken. There's 3 of them. Isn't that cute? Oh, I just figured out how to make some. Do we eat russet potatoes? Yes, we do. Russet potatoes with, I just magically made these come up somehow. Okay. Yes, we eat russet potatoes. We eat all the potatoes, all the sweet potatoes and all the regular potatoes. This is part of the golf course. We don't golf, and I never thought I would live on a golf course. And we kind of don't, because you can't touch the golf course from our house at all. We're like insulated a couple of houses deep. And this is, this used to be kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Somebody would have to be pretty bad to hit our house with a golf ball.
Cheryl saying someone would have to be pretty bad to hit our house with a golf ball.
I'm saying it's not possible.
Cheryl's parents live on a golf course because they golf. We live on a golf course because at the time, and I guess it was like 13 years ago that we bought our house and moved. To live in our same neighborhood near downtown Durham was going to cost twice as much for the same square footage, tiny 1-bedroom, or it was not a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house, and all we wanted was another bathroom. And we got a lot more house by moving 20 minutes from downtown. So, and now it's hot, and people text me all the time about if I want to sell my house. The answer is no. Oh, this one says, good morning from Blanco, Texas, from Karen. Good morning. How hot is it in Texas today? And you can see everything's, I'm starting to enjoy as I'm getting back outside that everything's so lush and green. And I love this house over here too. I love some of the shapes of the houses. And I kind of only notice it at the end of summer when I'm going back outside again. I think the other day was the first day in a long time that we've eaten outside. And it looks like we've got a hot couple of days, and then it's going to cool off. So I'm hoping I'm going to be doing more lives. Maybe we'll even be able, I don't think we can do our Tuesday live from the deck, but start doing some stuff from the deck.
We talked about maybe doing a fireside chat.
Here.
We talked about doing maybe a fireside chat in the evenings or something like that. Hopefully it'll start getting cool enough that we can do that. Don't know though, this week is supposed to be majorly hot. Highest temps ever.
Oh, Karen says now it's 94 and we'll get up to 100 and no rain. Ugh. Okay, let's get back here. Okay, people on bikes with no dogs, no rain. Yeah, we had a couple from the little tendrils of the hurricane. I think we got a little rain, but it hasn't been that much rain.
One whole day.
One day of rain, and I love a good rainy day. I'll tell you that right now. And it being super hot Good morning. How are you guys? Good, thank you.
Bikes like yours.
Neighbors riding bikes. We should be, I was almost thinking of checking the temperatures to see if we can go. Cheryl got me a new bike, and I have to say, I'm very nervous about, I'm gonna see if I can, there we go. That looks a little smoother. Nervous about riding my bike because it's been so long since I've done it. And I'm kind of a wuss that way. And it has handbrakes and coaster brakes, because the one time I had a bike in New Orleans, I used it as transportation, and it was just a cruiser bike. So I'm really hoping. Cheryl loves to bike, and she has a fancy, I don't know, bike, a Trek. But she was going to the store to get something done to hers and saw this bike this year, and I guess it was less than half price.
It was like, yeah, like a third off.
It was like a third of the price, and it had all the things, and it was my size because I'm 5'1.5", so I have kid-sized legs.
And they still had to cut the seat.
And then we still had to go back, and they had to cut the seat post, which I didn't even know was a thing, y'all. So I know before I had gotten the extra small bike in New Orleans.
Yeah, this was a 24-inch Electra, and it's a 3-speed with coaster brakes, and it does have a front handbrake on it as well.
I'm going to let Cheryl drive and talk for a while, and I'm going to take the dog.
You get to take the poop too.
Oh, yay. My favorite part.
I can hold it.
And if you want to get it back to you, I just can't use that back and forth. And
I'm in Roseville, California, and we are going to be in the 90s today. Last year up. Sorry, I can't read that fast because I don't have my glasses, folks.
Okay, let me see if I can make it come back. I did something that made it come back. That's not it. That was it.
Last year we were at 113 on Labor Day. We'll be enjoying the day. Yes.
Nice. So
I need to change my info. My name is
Linda.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah. Okay, here.
I don't have my glasses. It's really hard for me.
I'm good. Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know how I got that pinned up there, but that was exciting. Okay. Well, just stand close to me and you can talk too if you want. We're just going in this little cul-de-sac area that Max really likes to go. And there's like this little mini creek area. We'll go over the bridge, but there's some foxes that live up there too. Okay, I'm going to see if I can figure out what. Unpin the message. There we go. So tell them again about the bike then. That's what I wanted you to do. She's standing next to me.
It's an Electra Townie. It's a 24-inch kid's bike. She still had to have the seat post cut down for her to be able to flat foot the ground. And I don't know if you know about Electra bikes, but that's kind of their thing, is that you can flat foot the ground on their bikes.
So what she means by that I didn't understand, you guys may have understood, is that supposedly my little arches and heels can be on the ground. They still can't quite, but I can put the whole front part of my foot down on the ground. That's why I don't love bikes so much. It's just because I feel insecure, and I feel like the rest of the world just puts their legs down, and then there they are, and I'm always wobbling up at the top. So fingers crossed that that's going to work well.
And it was like the last year's model, might have been even 2 years ago model, that they still had in the warehouse. They had put it together and threw a bunch of different bikes that they still had in their warehouse because the new ones were coming in outside. They had just put it outside when I was getting ready to leave. And I saw it, and I asked the guy if it had coaster brakes, and he said, yes, it does. And I was like, okay, sold.
Do you guys bike? And if you do, and you have some sort of fancy bike, put it in the comments. Cheryl might recognize it. To me, all bikes are bikes, but I also recognize all the Instant Pots and air fryers and Ninja Creamy models, so I think you just, end up where you end up with some of that stuff. But I haven't even rode the spin bike in a while, our Peloton, and I definitely want to start doing that again.
That's kind of my fault.
Well, Cheryl's cleaning up the den. That is my fault that it was all messy. So, and here, let me take you guys over here because I think this is just cute. Even though this is in like a little cul-de-sac, doesn't this just look like a little hideaway? And so that's one of the reasons I like this house. They don't have a patio there or anything, but I would be like having something right by this brook. So, and I don't know why, when you guys take your walks outside, sometimes I just like to see things and hear the insects or the birds. Doesn't it? Virginia says it looks like fairies live there, and I am totally agreeing with you. And Elle says that's a lovely area where you're walking, and it's just kind of our neighborhood. Lee says I have a Live Dual Sport bike. Cheryl, do you know what a Live Dual Sport bike is?
Yes, I actually looked at that bike before I got my truck.
Okay, Cheryl had looked at that. So when Cheryl biked more, dog.
Same thing.
Oh, honey.
I'm sorry.
Excuse the exclamation. There's, we like it down here, but there are two, as you can hear, and that's not helpful for Max at all. They're kind of wild, but they're with people on leashes.
But they're with kids.
But they're kids. So this exact same thing happened to us at a totally different time of the day here. And I don't think we ever figured out which way they went. Mm-hmm. So we'll go up and over the land bridge. So what we try to do is have a plan, and I don't run. However, if they speed up, I take Max and I run ahead, and I can actually walk faster than I run.
He can't run right now.
Is he too hot?
Yeah, I think he's...
Well, they seem to be going slower. So, anyhow, sorry for the interruption. We were going to go down the other way, but if we go down there, we'll be trapped. And Karen says, I'm short too and need a short bike. I have a California Cruiser. Ooh, I like a cruiser bike. Go, come on. Do you need me to get him?
No, I got him. I'm just trying to get over there. Come on, buddy.
Okay. We always think we're going to have this mild, perfect little walk. And that is not Max. Max, the worst he's doing right now is pulling a little bit. You know what? Let's go left, Cheryl. And we'll just go in through somebody's backyard to the golf course. So the thing about having a reactive dog, for those who don't know, is you always have to have a getaway plan. And we don't know if they're taking their dogs to the left or the right, but we would like them to be ahead of us. Okay, then let's go. Let's don't wait. So exciting. This is the, what is it, when there's always supposed to be conflict during a story. So this is our conflict during the live. No, I agree. We'll go right over the land bridge then?
Sure.
Okay. You can tell we're going faster. I'm trying to catch my breath because we're going uphill. So you can see a little bit. See how it's kind of hilly? It's not crazy hilly or anything, but we will be going up a big old giant hill in a minute. So, but someone asked if we ate russets. I found, like, oh good, Trish. Hi from Chattanooga. I'm short as well and would love any recommendations on a bike. Ever try CBD for Max? Max has a special collar with calming scents. He's on Prozac twice a day. And we've done some CBD. It helps his achiness, but it doesn't really help his reactiveness. Some desensitization during COVID really did help. So, and he's doing so much better, but he's also having some more separation anxiety when we're gone, because he just stays in the bedroom in our den. You know, it's our little puppy den, and he doesn't do anything horrible, but he's been taking all the pillows down, and he is a strong little muffin, and we have a 25-pound Peloton weight that I can do nothing with, that he will push into the middle of the floor. So, but going back to short people and bikes, I think Cheryl kind of has it, because they used to have more extra small grown-up bikes. And I think now you end up getting more kid bikes. Because didn't you say that was a kid's bike, Cheryl? Or what?
They said it was for, that usually they sold it for kids, but it was just a 24-inch tire bike, whereas mine's like a 27-inch tire.
So she's saying mine's a 24-inch, my tires, and her tires are 27. So I would say then if you're short like me, look for something 24 inches or below. And also, if you didn't know this, like I didn't know it, if the seat post, when you put it all the way down, isn't low enough, depending on the model of the bike, they may be able to cut the post some more. So, because the post didn't go flush into its container, so it was sticking out about 4 or 5 inches for me. And I would assume most modern bikes would allow that. And they didn't charge us anything for it. And I think, how much did you, the bike was originally
$699.
like $700, and we paid like $203, including tax. And it has just been sitting in the in our entranceway. So I would like, that's on my bucket list for September. Another thing that's on my bucket list for September that Cheryl doesn't even know about yet. So you're fine. Cheryl went, uh-oh. And this is there's a little, I don't know if it's a lake or a tribute. I don't know what it is, but there's water here. Isn't it pretty? There's somebody's house, and this is just this little land bridge where you can't drive over. And like over in this area, so that's where we were trying to go down that cul-de-sac if we went down that hill. And there are foxes that live over there in between, because I was hoping, we'll show you at another time. It's kind of, you feel like you've gone into the woods, and it's just very nice. So one of the other things that I want to do is I want to go for a walk at 2 or 3 different gardens, because we've got Duke Gardens in Durham, in Raleigh. What is the name of the place that we go? Like we did those night lights. North Carolina State Arboretum. And it's part of NC State University. So this takes us into like a little other neighborhood with big hills. And see, look, I'll give you another, just, we're in the shade. It feels delightful. what's crazy to me, you know, because from living in New Orleans and some different places, is that when I do walk and do things like this, it seems like we're in somewhere special. And we're not. That's why I'm showing you some of the houses too. And it would also be cool to try and take you guys on a hike, or to maybe film a hike.
It seemed like they were chasing chickens.
Okay. Liz Lena, yay, so pretty there. I just got back from walking with my Max. Trish, never knew about that seat post. Thanks so much. Me either. I was shocked, so I got on it and I'm like, well, it seemed like it was going to be okay. And Cheryl's like, no, this is all we have to do. And see, this angle does not show this hill well enough. It is that's one of the reasons. Oh, Trish says looks peaceful and gorgeous. I think so too. There's a kid there too.
Okay.
So, and they do have chickens, so there could be a dog out with the chickens. But I've never seen that dog.
Get on this side.
Never seen that dog come out in the road. Let's get you some prettier stuff to see. I'm just looking at the road, but you should be able to have something else to look at. And whenever I'm going up this big hill, I'm like, what a lovely stretch to my calves. But it's very hilly where we live. So even when we're walking just moderately like this, we get a pretty decent workout. This would be maybe treadmill set up at incline 8, I'm thinking, or a little bit, maybe 10. And again, yeah, you can see it here. So now you know why I'm talking this way. Whenever I'm on the phone with somebody, because usually I walk and talk on the phone, I always tell people I'm not dying, just going up a big hill. So more of you have joined. Tell me where you're from. What the weather is like. It is hot. I'm sweaty. I think it must be about 90 now, or pretty close.
Yeah.
We were trying to go ahead and go out early. I'm going uphill, so you don't have to call emergency services. Oh, very satisfying, the big hill.
So get in there. Stay where I can see you.
But we're just taking a walk in the neighborhood, showing you all the houses that are fancier than ours. We have a smaller house for this neighborhood. It's a little modernist house though. And if the internet stays with us, maybe you'll get to see us go in. Liz says it's 76 degrees and sunny in West Virginia. I am jealous. I was hoping it would be not quite as hot as it is. But I figure if we go ahead and get this walk in, we will have done that. And then we could do some exercise on the treadmill or the bike inside. I feel like since I wasn't feeling well for almost 2 weeks, my exercise has really fallen short. So I'm trying to get that back up a little bit. I don't know what you guys are doing right now as far as exercise goes. How do you exercise when it's really hot? For me, that's why we got the treadmill, because walking is my favorite. Elle says, I'm 77 and I know how it is going up an incline. I look forward to the downhills. Yes. Cheryl says a big yes to that. And this is a little bit... Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good on you, getting all that work done early.
I'm trying.
It's a neighbor working in her yard. That's something we have further down on our list. But I was thinking for September, one of the things I need, and maybe we, as in me and Cheryl, need to add in, is at least once a week plan something that's a little bit different that we get to have fun doing. And depending on how today goes, Al Fisher says we go out early, yes, and we have not. Like this is, what time is it? 15, so early is passed us by.
Usually I take him about 9 or 9:30.
Cheryl usually takes Max out at 9 or 9:30. Since the Dr. McDougall program, we've been staying up too late. I think it was having 12 days of your day was completely structured. Hi, Miss Irises. We are 70 today. Oh, happy birthday. And took a hike in 85-degree weather. What a lovely present to yourself. So that's awesome. That's really awesome. See you guys here hanging out with us. I feel like we're having a big giant walk together.
Yeah, once it cools down some, I think that we should, after we take him, that maybe sometimes we should go just do the Eno thing by ourselves.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you guys these gnomes. They're so funny. This house is very pretty. Looks all perfect and nice. And then can you guys see the gnomes? There we go. Come on. There we go.
The Property Brothers?
I don't know. Oh, maybe they are the Property Brothers. But they're hilarious. So, I don't know. This is also how I keep myself delighted. Like, literally, I am the most person on the planet. And let's see. I think they do have sunglasses on. At least one of them has them pushed up on their head. And Miss Crab says it's 56 degrees here. Looks gorgeous. Amber says my family's absolutely loving your Ninja Creamy book recipe. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. Go lemon cream pie. Yeah, it's a really good one. Have you tried the blackberry lemon yet? That's really good too. Max wants to smell some smells. He's like, this is my time. This isn't your time. And these neighbors, they have such a lovely garden. And they brought me like 8 spaghetti squash from it. Isn't that pretty? And they always have wildflowers, and there's a nice butterfly bush there. Oh, can I get it? Nope. There's a butterfly around there, but it's sort of showing. Let's see if we can get it. Nope, they move before I can get to them. But there are busy streets around. We're just not on a busy street, just so you know. I'm not out in the country. I'm more out in the suburbs. It's just on the other side of the street, there's some newer houses than over here. Isn't that funny? Cheryl's mom lives in Ocala, so we're always finding flamingo things for her. And silly things she won't get for herself. They were taking cruises for a while, so we got her a purse where you could put wine in it. So it was actually like a giant flask that looks like a purse. So we give her oftentimes unuseful gifts for her to chuckle at. Miss Crab says, love your great vegan bean book. Oh, thank you. No. I'm trying to bring the whole message back up, but that didn't work so well. Let's see. There we go. I think I found it. Wish you would do another one. Well, and it's possible. I've got to put it together, but I'm going to be doing an ebook for the fall. And this week I'll be deciding exactly what it will be and how I'm going to organize it. But it's going to be in some way to help people eat whole food, plant-based, no oil easier. I'm just trying to decide. I'm working on a book for next year, which will be an extravaganza book if it happens the way I think it's going to. This is the same people's house with a garden. Linda says, good morning, I'm near Toronto, Canada. It's about 77, but with the humidity, it feels like 92. Miss Crab, beans, beans, beans. There'll be some beans in it for sure. I'm going to be doing, in Kathy's Cooking Club, I'm going to be doing a bean class, dry bean class. I'm also going to do some slow cooker classes coming up. Oh, CJ, so good to see you. It's 75 degrees there in Edinburgh, which is too hot for her. You would melt. And we're just walking through my neighborhood, and there are all these little spots that look like I'm taking a hike, but I am not. But there's lots of little places with water. And see, there's somebody's house right there. So before someone has said, when I've shown them things like that, you should have a picnic. And I'm like, that would be really weird. That would be like someone just camping out in your side yard and having a picnic. So Kathy's Cooking Club, if you guys go and look on some of the other videos, I don't have anything here. I'm having a sale on Kathy's Cooking Club. It's 50% off. I run the sale every summer. And for at least another couple of days. I'm letting it go past August. It says August. So grab that if you want. It's $25 a month. You get 2 live classes every month. And those are between 2 and 3 hours. You don't have to watch them live. You can watch the replays. And you get the library of all the classes I've done, which are over, I think it's like 110 now. And okay. And Liz says, guess I'll be buying a slow cooker. I gave mine away when I got the Instant Pot, but I don't love the slow cooker function. Absolutely, the slow cooker function is okay, but it's not great. In a pinch. Oh, Liz says the cooking club is awesome. It never disappoints. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Linda says, I was out for a walk in the shade this morning. Good to see your area. Looks beautiful there. And I think it is too. I love North Carolina. I've lived other places and there's beauty everywhere, but I am not a desert person. Humidity is not pleasant, but I like it better than the extra dryness. Look at all those solar panels over there. One day, we have the roof for it. Max must be enjoying all these walks. Yes, he is. He was very unhappy that we missed his walk yesterday. He was giving me the side eye all morning long. It was crazy. All right. I'm switching arms. I feel like I'm getting an arm workout from holding this gimbal. But also I have not incredibly. Max is looking a little. Max will act like he has to go to the bathroom when he wants to be in the shade. See, that's how hot it is right there. But we're rounding.
There you go.
He's like, it's hotter than I thought it was. But I do love beans, and in fact, I've got some soaking now. With McDougal, we've been keeping rice. Last week we did not have beans. We had some leftovers for a bit. But having beans, rice, some cut up lettuce, some vegetables, potatoes. We have usually, and I have to cook potatoes today. We have to cook rice. I'm I'm gonna make some beans so we can make easy bowls.
Oh, look at that cactus.
Oh wow. Can you guys see the big cactus? Those of you in the Southwest are like, that is not a big cactus. Thank you very much. That's what qualifies as a big cactus here in North Carolina. And so for those of you who are just hanging out, oh, Karen says, hi from Calgary. I need to cook bulgur. Oh my gosh, it's been 6 years since I cooked bulgur. I know I have. And Liz, I'll get back to the bulgur. Liz says, do you have a Thai basil eggplant? I do not, but I have a little bit of eggplant. Well, we'll try and get some because I have Thai basil in the garden. So bulgur, if I remember, is it just perfect?
You, from all the trees in the long driveway, you can feel the cool air coming out.
Yeah.
It feels like an air conditioner.
This is a driveway. And so I always go down because I'm just crazy for it. Cheryl's like, that's a driveway, we can't go. So when I walk with my friend Faith every week and we come this way, we walk all the way down the driveway. It's very exciting because it's just so pretty. You feel again like you're just in the woods. I think with bulgur, and if you, I'll come back and tell you. I know, isn't that driveway gorgeous? It's crazy. When I used to make tabbouleh with it, I don't know if I'm remembering making it from a package. I thought you just put hot water on it and let it sit. But I may be mixing that up with couscous.
Hitting another hill, guys.
See, you can see the hill. It's not nearly as bad as the other one. There are two hills going this way, and we missed one of them, which is like that longer, but not quite as steep. CJ says it looks so rural where you are. I know, and it's not. We're literally 15 minutes away from Whole Foods, and we're very close to everything. That's why we love it's North Durham, so it's not far from Hillsborough.
The whole neighborhood's built on a golf course.
Yeah, and this part of the neighborhood and on the other side's built around the older golf course. And not older as in Ivy League older.
Probably one of the first golf courses in Durham.
So Cheryl thinks it might be one of the first golf courses in Durham, but I don't know.
I think Crowsdale's newer.
Yeah, Crowsdale. So this is not like the fancy golf course community. This is the has-been golf course community. There's another, we're thinking if Cheryl's parents need to move here, that Crowsdale is probably where they would want to move. It's smancier and more expensive. But we
Dad's
just
gonna go wherever he can get a tea time every day with no fighting for it.
Miss Iris says, do we ever go to Cary? Yes, we do. And Umstead Park is in Cary, which is a great place to walk.
We've done quite a few hikes there with Howard and Mia.
We've done hikes there with Howard Jacobson and Mia, who have moved to Spain. And then I was just talking about somebody else too. Oh well.
Oh, we went with the Geek Fit people. We did the Harry Potter.
Yeah, they had a Harry Potter walk at Umstead, and that was kind of fun. Isn't this house cool? All right. But yeah, we go to Cary, and the place we used to eat some at Core Life, which is a bowl place. They closed the Core Life in Cary, but we do go to the one in Greensboro. BB-BAP is where we go, which is kind of like a bibimbap place, which is bowls. They have purple rice, and I love that. And I think the Core Life has black rice, and I love that. They have quinoa too. But most of the time when we go to Cary, we're either walking on Umstead or we're shopping at Trader TJ Maxx and Home Goods, looking for whatever thing we're searching for at the moment.
I like that Best Buy.
And Cheryl likes the Best Buy over there. But oh, I know what it is. We're close to Mebane, where Kim Campbell, Dr. Campbell's daughter-in-law, and Nelson Campbell used to live. Oh, and Mrs. Iris says, my BFF lives in Cary, been there many times. It's not as old as where we are, although, especially to CJ in Scotland, this does not seem very old. Like what our house is from.
Our house is from 1979.
1979 is when our house was built.
But a lot of these houses out here were built in the 60s.
Yeah. Hey, Tracy Reese, it's awesome to see you. Those of you joining in now going, what excitement is this? This is Kathy, Cheryl, and Max on a walk in the heat. And see, here's another part of the golf course.
So that hole there, when we showed you the golf course originally, when we went across the land bridge, that's at the other end of this hole. So this is where they tee off from, and where we came across the land bridge is where they're shooting to at the green.
And CJ said hers was built in like 1874.
Oh my God.
I'm so jealous. And yes, and I missed your name and I'm sorry. Kim Campbell just moved out to Western North Carolina. But we had hung out a few times. Mebane is just like, again, 30 minutes away from here. Hillsboro. So in a way, we're really close to Hillsboro. And
The same distance from downtown Hillsboro as we are downtown Durham.
okay, so we're in between downtown Hillsboro and downtown Durham, and here's golf course on the other side. This is our street, though we're near the end.
Oh, maybe the big dogs will be out.
Oh, that would be nice. There's a guy who has a bunch of Irish wolfhounds, and they are just
They're
gorgeous.
show dogs. Come on, buddy.
But we haven't seen them out in a while because it's hot. But yeah, I got to meet Kim for coffee right before she moved, like 2 weeks ago. And we hung out for an extremely long time. So I'm hoping, yeah, I don't see, sometimes they're out on the little deck, but I don't see them. It is hot. Let's give you some nice greenery to look at. But like, see, it's a regular road that people drive too fast on.
I think they might be,
Oh, they may be, well, we don't need to say that.
yeah. There may be a show.
But they're not out today. But they have a really big fenced-in yard. It's
You can
delightful.
show them the sign that they have up.
Yeah, I'll come up over here. And
They're the only dogs. Well,
they
dogs
can't hear you, so you need to get over here.
They're the only dogs. There's like 4 of them. And then the dog right across the street from them are the only dogs that Max really doesn't have a fit about if they're outside or anything. He just is like, hey dudes. I don't know if it's because they're so big.
Yeah, I see it. I don't know if it's good. Isn't that cute? But they're Max doesn't really bother, but it was really funny because you could tell the older one would bark to get the younger ones to come bark at people and to learn how to protect the property. And the baby would just be like, I'm going to lay over here. And then the old dog would go and nose him and be like, you need to get over there. So it's very cute. So again, here we go. Elle Fisher, thank you for taking us along. I missed my walk this morning, but it was lovely walking with you. Oh, good. Again, we're trying a whole bunch of new things. And so things that you watch and you like, tell me. Things that you aren't very well watched, or a lot of people say. So if out of the 45 people watching right now, if 2 of you think this is stupid, you should go watch something more fun. But if those of you who are watching really would like this to happen again, because I could take you on a walk possibly with Faith too. We go on longer, faster walks. But if you watched, I showed her how to use the Ninja Creamy on Alive after one of my walks this summer, and she's just delightful. So I like her a lot. And they are off in the world doing something fun. When we get home, we're gonna
film a Mio mat.
Yeah, the blade came off our Mio mat, and then I talked to them, so we're gonna do a video about how to put it back together, because we did one before we talked to him and we put it back together wrong. So there. And one of the cool things that came out of that too is he was asking me if I thought having parts available like blades would be good, and I was thinking the blade could wear out before the motor. I don't know which one or the other is going to go, because it's not a super electric appliance that somehow through quantum mechanics repairs itself, right?
Well, and our blade got a little beat up when it came off. So.
Yeah, the blade got a little beat up, but I showed it to him and he said it should be fine. And that's why I haven't been making the things with Okara lately. And one thing if I have the energy and we don't do some other things, I might make my smash burgers. If I don't make the smash burgers live today for Labor Day, we'll do them another time. They're ridiculously easy. I developed the recipe in one of my Kathy's Cooking Club classes. And that's why people don't get the recipes ahead of time, is because usually I either tweak or create recipes during class some, so that you can learn how to create your own and how to make those decisions, which I think is super important. But I had some Okara, which is just leftover soybean pulp from making soy milk. And yeah, I used that and some black beans and some seasonings, and I thought they were going to be, Liz says, I love the smash burgers, make them all the time. It's really simple, and this was my trick. I looked at them, I'm like, I think these burgers could be a little mushy as I'm making them. So here's a development tip for you. If you feel like here's another one of those little just spots of nature that one day will be filled in with houses probably. This is Max going, it's hot. Our plan.
This is the back side of the new house.
Yeah, it is the back side of the new house, but right here it's still.
I think that's good.
Is it? Okay. And you'll see as we go along. Ooh, Liz puts corn in her smash burgers, and you really could. You could put all different kinds of things. It depends on how wet your Okara is. And if you don't like soy milk, or you just are not a fan, if you had oat pulp or nut pulp, that would work too. And you kind of have to just adjust on how dry or wet the pulp is. We didn't think it was going to be this hot, so we did not bring his water. Normally he would be having a water stop about now. Or a little bit before now. But we are very close to home. Can you hear the hot bugs, the cicadas? Here where we live, that just kind of tells you that it's going to be a really hot day. I don't know if you have them where you are, but if you hear the bugs screaming, you know. But so the smash burger, so what I was going to tell you, so let's say you've got a burger, you're making it, and it seems like they're not setting up, or they're mushy. Make a smash burger, because all you're doing is smashing them flat on the grill. The grill can be a pan on your stove. Smash them, let them get crispy, flip them over so they're thin. And you can do like a smaller version and make it double decker, but you'll get a little extra crunch. Because I do feel like the one thing we tend to miss being on the starch solution sometimes is crispy. So we have to actively hunt down crispy foods. So those kind of smash burgers. But I'm also thinking if it's really hot and we do other things today, I might be lazy and it's actually Veggies is the brand name of this veggie burger that we really like. Actual or
I
actually?
think it's actual.
Okay, actual veggies. And you've probably seen them some places. They were in the refrigerated section for a while. Now they are in the frozen section at Whole Foods and Fresh Market. We saw them both places. But like the black burger, the orange one, the green one. And
green and black are all we've seen locally. We would like to get a hold of some of those breakfast burgers.
they have some. So I went online and they're not cheap. So I will tell you that now. It is always cheaper to make your stuff at home. But with Cheryl doing Dr. McDougall's program, and she really loves a burger, and with me having less inflammation, I'm able to have an Ezekiel bun a couple of times a month, or a piece of Ezekiel bread, because we're not eating very much bread, is having these in the freezer. So we have Ezekiel buns in the freezer, we have actual veggies, and we've only had the black bean ones, and they are delicious. They're not mushy.
And they remind me a little bit of those Dr. Prager's you got that time, because you do see actual veggies in
but they
them.
don't. They're nothing like Dr. Prager's. So she wouldn't eat. Dr. Prager's are kind of oily and mushy.
Yeah.
So what she means is they have a lot of veggies in them, but
You
they
can see the veggies in there. Somebody got something.
Yeah, that was interesting. So the golf course, so like there are these houses, and then behind these houses, there's golf course over there too. So again, from where we are, and there's a couple of little libraries in the neighborhood. Also, if you're watching and you live in Durham and maybe you're food insecure, Durham has 2 or 3 now free community fridges where you can either bring food that you want to donate, or if you need some food, you can go take it. So the free libraries remind me of that too. The crepe myrtles are blooming. We have them all in the backyard, and it's just like a sea of the different blooms. But so we may be lazy and do burgers from the freezer, and we still have a gazillion of the homemade frozen fries. They're a pain to make, but I made enough for 3 months, so maybe longer. And that's when we've got a French fry cutter, cut the potatoes, boil them, parboil them, you dry them, then you freeze them in a single layer, then you put them in a bag. Because for a while at Sprouts, you could get no oil frozen fries. Rachel says, Happy Labor Day. Just stopped by to say hi. Happy Labor Day to you, Rachel, and everybody else. We're just doing our little neighborhood walk. And the kids that belong to that library out there playing something fun. But yeah, this is just our usually sleepy little street. I can tell I'm an old person because there are a couple of young people that drive through and they have that glass muffler thing, or they have motorcycles and rev it. And let's see, Lisa says it's great to keep up with you. Ooh. Let's see if I can get this back. Please continue to share your days and activities live with us. Absolutely, you guys are great. It's easy enough, and I'm enjoying it. Hopefully I'll be on the treadmill some this week. And Cheryl and I were thinking of trying a joint ride. Yeah, activities. I like that. Of maybe her being on the bike and me being on the treadmill. I think we're going to try that at some point this week. Possibly not today because I am covered in sweat now. And as you can see, the little muffin is tired. You can notice when he comes out, he'll pull on the leash. When he's on the way home, he's like letting that leash help him along. We found that happened with Brenna too. But Brenna,
She would pull until she would collapse.
yeah, she would pull on the leash like until she just could not, and then she would walk, just like drag her feet all the way home. But we miss her anyhow. And you can see that road up there that you see some cars going on, that's the road you see out of my kitchen window. So we're on the corner.
These are our woods.
Yeah, these are our woods. And that we share with the people behind. So there's some line drawn at some point. And it used to be the guys who sold us our house lived in the house behind us. And we miss them. So Sid and Gary, if you watch this, we miss you. But we know you're back in your hometown, renovating all the houses. And we watch you on Facebook and see all the cool things. Oh, it's getting hot. This stretch here is... When it's hot, I tend to walk this way. Across the street the other way is where the entrance to the, I don't know, like half a mile. It's not very far. And that's a state park. And as you've been able to see this whole time, they sent out stuff saying they were going to come get their recycling. I don't know if they did or not.
It looks like it. Looks like the garbage is in a different place than where I put it.
Okay, Cheryl says she thinks it did. Oh, let you. And see, isn't this funny? Our little fire hydrant. We have a well. So, and we also have 2 fire stations near us, which is nice. But families of deer live back here. And our little fence is just like a little old-timey wire fence. And, well, what is it called? That kind of chain link fence. And so the deer can jump in. And in fact, this year a deer jumped in, had a baby. We didn't even know about it. Max was out there because Max goes to the bathroom in the backyard, which is a jungle. So these are our big trees. And I'll let you at least see a little bit of the house, and then we're probably going to go. But we want you guys to have a great day. Happy Labor Day to everybody who celebrates. We could use a little more, so you can see the window. It's like peeking at our house. And the backyard's completely overgrown. We have a lot of things we need to fix at our house. But instead, oh, is Fergus up there? Okay. I'll see if I can show you guys. Sometimes you see out the door where there's some little, so this is our house. That's Cheryl's car. It's just feels like a little bitty vacation getaway house. We let the bushes grow up really far, but we have a palm tree of all things. And there's Fergus. Let's see if we can see Fergus. This is the little landing. And we have, you can sort of see some kitty ears. That's the door. But the dog can't come out because they have those up there. And I'll get in the shade. This is our front yard, which is just wooded area. And then there's my little car. And there's our little house. See how it's a story and a half? So like the part where the door is, there's just a landing. It goes downstairs to where the bedrooms are, upstairs where the open plan is. But anyhow, it has been just delightful to hang out with you guys. So we're gonna go see how red I am. That's why people think I'm Polish, I think, is that I just have this complexion. You get a little hot, it looks like I'm gonna die. We're gonna have some cold water, enjoy some breakfast, and thanks for spending time with us, and I will try to figure out. I just wish there was a little thing about what camera's in the front, because I'm always like, ooh, no matter where, it's like me holding this gimbal. So have a great day, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon.